someone turn the heat on in here? Yeah, can you turn the heat up? Why is it so cold in here? Gosh. Whew. Whew. Man, that feels so much better. Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Bogey King. We're glad you're here today. You may have guessed why I was wearing all that winter gear, and that is because today we're talking about winter golf essentials. So I live on the East Coast in the Mid-Atlantic region, and while it doesn't get icy cold here, I mean it does sometimes, for the most part we spend our winter hovering in the 40s and the 30s, and so I'm somebody who will still play golf as long as it's not a blizzard or torrential rain. I am out there playing, and so what I thought would be helpful today, we bring you a video talking about some things that I think are key to have if you want to play golf throughout the winter. So I know a lot of you who are watching live in areas where temperature is not our best friend this time of year. Ironically enough, today as I'm filming this video, it's 70 degrees. So, every once in a while there's an anomaly, but for the most part, we're golfing in cooler weather. So I'm going to go through the list. You're going to want to stay tuned. At the end, I have a extra credit item or a bonus item that I think could go a long way to helping you golf all year round. But you'll want to stay tuned for that. Before we get to the list, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit that bell. We have new videos every week, and here at Bogey King Golf, we seek to inspire, to educate, to have fun, and do product reviews. Today is a little bit of education. It's a little bit of help, hopefully, for you as a golfer. If you're new to golf, welcome. This is the video for you to watch so that you know what to take and you can be prepared when you're out on the course. So why don't we get started? So the first item on the list is a waterproof jacket. Now you might think, okay, duh, yes, I get it. You should always have a waterproof jacket in your bag. I think a raincoat, a layered jacket, but something that can repel water, because if you're out on the course and it starts to rain and it's cold out, there's nothing worse than being wet and cold. So I highly recommend getting a waterproof jacket. Under Armour, Nike, FootJoy, North Face, they all have great options. One of my favorite options for this type of jacket is actually what's called a tri-climate jacket. And that's something that has a inner layer that can be detached from the outer layer. So I'll put some links below to some of my favorite tri-climate jackets, but these are good for multiple weather conditions. I think the name of the game is going to be layering. So you want to be set up for success when you're out there, and so that you stay warm, you stay comfortable, and you have a good time. The next thing on my list is kind of along the lines of waterproof jacket, the waterproof pants. Now, there are different types of options for this. You can do an over, like a outer layer that you can put over your pants. You can buy actual waterproof pants. You could buy a bib if it's super cold and you're going to go skiing and you want to play golf too. You can wear a ski bib, but that might be a little bulky. But at the end of the day, again, it kind of goes to this thing of you want to stay dry, you want to stay warm. So having a waterproof jacket and a waterproof set of pants could go a long way if you know you're playing in super cold or in super wet conditions. Now, I mentioned this just a second ago, but the name of the game, in my opinion, is layering. So that next thing that you should have or you should be prepared for is that mid-layer. So that could be a fleece, it could be a lighter jacket. One of my favorite things to wear is a vest. Now, the reason I like a vest is because it doesn't have sleeves. So I always joke and say vest season is the best season. I believe it, and I stand by it. But ultimately, the reason I like vests for golf is because I can actually wear a polo shirt, a quarter zip with long sleeves, and a vest, and I am comfortable. I'm warm. It keeps my core warm, but it lets my arms move freely, and so I can still swing, I can still play golf, and I'm not being hindered by movement. So I think a vest is a great mid-layer, and it's something that goes a long way to be comfortable and still to stay warm. Now, if you're going to play in golf or play golf in weather that is, I would say, like you're now hitting in like the 20s, maybe the teens, if you're out there doing that, kudos. I hope that you don't freeze. That's probably a little bit cold for me, but if you are somebody who would want to golf at that level, I would say a base layer like a performance undergarment, a long john, you name it, they have it. I think there's a lot of options that, they're wicking materials that pull the sweat off your body, keep the warmth in, but ultimately, they go a long way. Now, I actually bought a pair of Under Armour leggings that are lined. They're super lightweight, they're lined, but I actually typically wear those under my golf pants, and so you never know they were there, but they go a long way to keeping my legs warm when I'm outside, and so that's something I can recommend, and I'll put a link in the description below. The next thing on my list of stuff you should have for winter golf should be a good pair of golf winter gloves. Now, I have several pairs of gloves that I wear when I go out and go skiing or go and play in the snow, or just gloves I wear when it's cold, but I recommend a pair of golf gloves because they're going to help keep you warm and give you the proper grip. If you wear a pair of North Face gloves or whatever other gloves you might like, they're probably not going to have the sizing that works with golf. They're also not going to have the grip. So FootJoy has some, Callaway, and a few other manufacturers make winter golf gloves, so I highly recommend you check those out. It could be a good option for you. Next thing on my list is what I would define as a gaiter, or something that goes around your neck. You can't wear a scarf because the scarf's going to hang down and it's going to be hanging in the way of swinging, so it's something that's not going to be conducive to, I think, playing well. However, there's really warm, like scarf-like gaiters that are just, a loop. They go around your neck, they help keep you warm, and they work really well. I think the proper term for these is actually called a Snood, S-N-O-O-D. You can look that up and Google it. But yeah, I think that's a great option. It keeps your neck warm and doesn't get in the way of your swing or your movements. Now, something that I maybe should have started with, I think is even more important, potentially, is a hat. Now, I think it's important to keep your head warm. They say heat escapes through your head, so if you don't have a beanie on and the heat's escaping, then you're going to be cold. So keeping that hat on is going to help keep the heat in. I think it's going to be comfortable. Anything else that covers your ears, I'm a firm believer that when your feet or your ears are cold, you're cold. So I think that's really important to be mindful of. And that leads me to my next thing, which would be waterproof golf shoes. Now, I've got a review coming next week on a new pair of golf shoes. I'm not going to spoil it now, but you want to stay tuned. These are made for winter. They're made for all weather. I'm excited to try them out and excited to share them with you. So stay tuned next week. But really, for this week, we're just going to talk about a good set of waterproof golf shoes. Again, if you were to go out on the course, it were to start snowing, it's going to rain, it's cold, you step in a puddle, your feet get wet, it's just no fun. Your day is ruined. If you have a good pair of waterproof golf shoes, that is not the case. So I highly recommend getting a pair of waterproof golf shoes. You don't have to spend a lot of money either. I have a couple pairs of waterproof golf shoes that are less than $100. So I highly recommend making sure that's a part of your golf wardrobe. As I've said before in previous videos, your golf shoes are the foundation to your golf game. And so I really do mean that. It's very important. I think it's something you should definitely take into consideration. Next on the list is an umbrella. Now this is good for winter golf, but I think an umbrella is important for year-round golf because you never know when a rogue storm might pop up. It might start to rain and you want to either keep yourself or your clubs dry. There are several options, from really long umbrellas to real short umbrellas. I have a stubby one that folds up nice and small. I can tuck it in the drink holder of my golf bag. And then if it does get nasty, I have really quick a layer I can open up, cover my golf clubs, or use it for myself. So that's it. I don't think it's crazy. If I missed something, I'd love to hear from you. Throw a comment below. Let me know what your favorite winter gear is. Let me know the item. And maybe if it's something that I can get, I'll review it, try it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite gear is. I'd also love to know, let's put a poll out there in the chat. What is the lowest temperature you'd play golf in, as long as it wasn't raining? That'd be interesting to see. So drop a comment below. But I mentioned that there's a bonus item, and I'm excited to share it because I think it would be pretty cool. And I can't lie, it wasn't my idea because I saw somebody else do this the other day. So if you go to Amazon and you search golf cart enclosure, Amazon sells a number of different sizes and styles of golf cart enclosures. They range from anywhere from $90 to $150, and you can go up even more. But for $100, let's say, give or take, you could buy your own golf cart enclosure. What do I mean by that? You can actually buy this cover that you'll throw over top the golf cart with straps below, and then you have doors, you have a windshield, you have a back, and that encloses the space so that between your hits out on the golf course, you could stay out of the wind, out of the weather. So I think, in my own opinion, that's a great idea. Again, you'd have to check with the club to make sure they were cool with you putting on their cart, but man, if you're someone that's golfing weekly or a couple times a week and it's cold, that could go a long way. They do make golf cart heaters. You can buy like a cup holder heater. I'll put a link in the description below about one of those. But I think that could be an awesome option for you if you're somebody who wants to play golf year round. Look, you don't have to, but I'm sure if you're like me, you want to play golf, you miss golf when you can't play golf, so it's important to have options when you get out there. Well, I hope you found today's video helpful. I hope that you can get out and play some golf this week. And as we say every week here at Bogey King Golf, you can still have fun, even if you're playing +1. So until next week, go out, play some golf, stay warm, stay dry, and we will come to you next week with that golf shoe review. So stay tuned, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, everyone. Later.